All right. Hello. Obviously, my name is Daniel. Welcome to Art 102. I posted an introduction video to the Discord server. Tells you all about myself. Just really quickly, though, go over it again. You can call me Daniel, call me Professor Lopez, doesn't matter. My pronouns are he, him. This is my second year teaching at LBCC. I taught at University of Oregon as well. I did my MFA in art at University of Oregon. Did my undergrad in creative photography with a minor in human communication. And yeah, I'm obviously teaching right now. There's more information on the intro video. So I'm not going to talk too much about myself right now. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to screen share. Okay, and all right, so here's my screen. All right, so y'all should have an invitation to Canvas. This is where we'll do some stuff. Most of it will be on Discord, but Canvas is where the syllabus lives and also where I'll be inputting grades, and you'll be turning in your writing assignment there, and maybe other things I'll let you know. Okay. All right, so I'll go over it real quick. We'll go over the syllabus itself later, but I assume most of you have used Moodle or Canvas. So we'll just, it's basic. Actually, let me go into the student view. This is what it'll look like for y'all. Okay. So obviously the home page is the syllabus. Assignments is where I'm posting assignments. So I have the quiz ready to go. Quiz number 1. For the activity and discussion, you don't have to submit anything here. You just do it on Discord, and this is just where I'm going to enter grades for that. Okay. And grades is where your grades are, obviously, and quizzes are under this quiz panel where you could take your quizzes. I also have this scheduling. Okay. I can't point at this. Well, I could use my cursor. All right. So the scheduling survey right here. This is just to help me figure out like what y'all want. Okay. So I have questions of like I'm streaming today at 10. I'm asking you if like you want this time again, or would you prefer Monday or something like that. It's just better to help me out what works for most people. I'm pretty much gonna go with what the majority says, as long as it makes sense. Okay. All right, so that's what it is with Canvas. Okay. Discord. All right, so we'll go over Discord really quickly. All right, so this is our server. I just changed it to a picture of baby bunnies because baby animals are amazing. All right, so we have these, I think they're called topics. I forgot what they're called, but there's information, week 0, week 1, off topic. So I'm going to go over them one by one. So information general. I have the description right here. This is just general stuff that you have questions about the course. It also introduces people. The rules are obviously the rules of Discord. This gives all the descriptions of the different channels. So if you don't remember or you don't want to watch this recording again, this is just an easy easy way to access that information. And I have rules. So rules are just basically behavioral guidelines. Essentially, we just want to treat this like a classroom, essentially. Be nice, no discrimination. Don't do anything that would make other people potentially uncomfortable. This one I want to mention specifically. LBCC classrooms are non-public forums, which means you can express yourself as long as it doesn't disrupt the classroom. So you don't have a total freedom of speech, which is good because it just basically limits like being a jerk. So like just as long as you're nice and like you don't post anything mean, you're fine. But I do want to make sure like we make everyone feel welcome. Okay. I put this here because this is my first time teaching an online class. I've taken an online class before that was really boring, and I'm trying not to make it boring, obviously. And I'm happy to take suggestions, especially if someone has taken an online course. Okay, and
I think your screen share is just showing your browser, not Discord.
oh, thanks.
Yeah, of course.
Oh.
That's helpful. All right, how about now? Yeah?
Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks. All right. Obviously, some things will occur that I'm not aware of. I tested this out with myself yesterday, but it's definitely good to have a test run with y'all. So, okay. But everything I just said, it's on the Discord server. All right. So, yeah. By the way, anyone who's here in chat, you could ask questions as much as you want. The people who are not live streaming right now, like obviously you can ask questions afterwards. If you do have questions, I'd recommend putting them in the general tab. Just put your question or whatever there. Okay. Introductions is the channel where you introduce yourself. I posted a video. I really like this thumbnail because it's really awkward. And I think that's like, I'm the type of person to own my awkwardness. And it's just like, okay, like, you know, if the teacher's awkward, that makes it okay for everyone else to be awkward. So I'm a totally awkward person, and I love owning up to it. And I'll talk a little bit more about the intro videos later because it's the first assignment or activity. Okay, etc. Just anything else to do with the class, I guess. Whatever. I don't know what else to say about that. All right, so here's the weeks. Week 0, sharing discussion to do. You notice that week 1 has to do 1, sharing 1, discussion 1. It's going to be the same throughout the term. Going to have a sharing discussion and to do. With the week, I'm going to have for week 1, I have the 1 afterwards, just so I could be more specific about things. Okay. So under to do, this is where I have the stuff that you're going to be doing for the week. This is where I'm basically posting like, these are the assignments, do these things, etc., etc. Okay, so I have the link to the Zoom chat. The first post, I always am going to pin it. Pinning means you can click up here, and you'll see whatever is pinned. That's basically for the to-do. That's what you need to do for this week, okay? So here's this. The second message I have posted is the agenda for the live stream, so you can follow along, see what we're doing. Okay, and that's to do. You don't necessarily have to post anything in here. If you have questions about something or comment, it's okay to post it here. Sharing, so when you complete your assignment, you're going to share it here. Okay. Most of the stuff you'll be able to share. Some things you might turn into Canvas where no one else is going to see it. Okay. And discussion is I'll have a question for the class that I want you to reply to. So one thing you can do is just, type it in, blah, blah, blah. But you can also do emojis. For example, like if you want to add an emoji to like react to this, add reaction. I'm going to give myself a watermelon. And then it has this little watermelon icon. So with the discussion for today's question, what is your relationship to art coming into this class? Like this one's just more of a, it's less discussion-y, it's just more of a question because I just want to get y'all started with like getting used to using Discord or whatever. Um, but feel free to like not only add emojis, but like if you want to add something like, oh yeah, I'm like that too. I'm gonna like basically tag myself, so I'm gonna do at Daniel P. Lopez, um, me too, etc. Um, so that's gonna be awkward for people who don't know what's going on, but they'll see this video hopefully. So you could do stuff like that. It's up to you. Obviously, be courteous, be nice about it. Okay. So yeah, okay. I forgot to mention this for the assignment for today, or for this week rather. It's just this introductions video. A few of you have posted it already. A reason I wanted to do an introductory video is because, as everyone knows from being on the internet, like being an anonymous person makes people like be less critical of what they're posting, and so like by putting our faces on here it makes us more human, right? And um also just because of the fact that like I want to know who I'm talking to. When I was taking my online typing class, I didn't know who anyone was, and we had an in-person meeting and it was just like kind of awkward. It was awful. Like we won't meet in person, but I think it's just better to like get to know each other personally because again, like I think that creates a much better classroom environment. Um, I'm big on getting to know people. I'll talk more about why I like to talk about myself later. But I think it's really important to sort of like have this sort of community setting where we can get to know each other. Obviously, you don't have to interact with people all the time, but I think that makes a much better classroom environment where people are less afraid to speak up and stuff like that. Okay. All right. Okay. So under off topic, this is just random stuff. So I have this Q&A channel. I just post random questions I like people to answer. When I usually do roll call, I print out a sheet and I have like questions like, for example, what is your favorite baby animal? Like this would be a question for the roll sheet. And since I'm not doing a roll sheet, I'm like, I still want to ask these questions. Also, you're able to ask questions of the class. It's up to you. The more, the better. Um, it's just fun to sort of like get to know each other in this way. When I posted this, I was watching a bunch of video on octopi and cuttlefish, and so I was just like, I should post some cuttlefish videos. Okay, so speaking of like, if you want to post links and memes and stuff like that, there's this links and memes channel. Obviously, keep it appropriate for class. I don't know. I'm on Twitter a lot, so I post a lot of stuff from Twitter. I also have this list of things to do. Because like I made this for my class because of the whole lockdown thing, and people are like bored and stuff like that, which is something I don't understand because like there's so much cool. If you have like access to the internet, you have like unlimited stuff you can do, right? I guess if you're an extrovert, it sucks, but like I've been like having an amazing time being productive. But yeah, like whatever. So anyways, like go ahead and post like whatever to that. Like it doesn't have to do anything with art. It can if you want it to, but whatever. I also have a song of the day. I'm gonna try and post this every day. Like, if like in my intro video, I mentioned like I'm obsessed with like discovering music, especially if it's kind of weird and stuff. And I have like I think it might be a bit too much, but I love like suggesting music to people. Obviously, it's okay if you don't like listen to it or whatever. But yeah, I encourage y'all to post stuff. I live in my own little bubble when it comes to music I listen to. I have like no idea what's like going on musically. Um, so like I'm curious about what people are listening to and stuff. Okay. I'm the type of person where like I like to try things and rather than like prejudge them, you know. So yeah, that's Discord in a nutshell. Of course, anyone here have any questions? Oh shoot, my meme's gonna end in 10 minutes. All right. So all right, so I'm gonna move to the syllabus. I'm gonna go over this like super quick. Oh yeah, I have to change the screen sharing. All right. Okay, so now is it on Canvas?
Yes.
Okay, so this is gonna be super quick. Okay. Because I also have to go over the slideshow. I don't know if I'll have time for that. All right, so blah, blah, blah. Here's some basic information. Class policies. This is how you can communicate with me. Discord is probably the best way. You know what? I'm just going to skip most of this because the first quiz has questions specifically about the syllabus to make sure you're paying attention. So we have weekly quizzes, weekly activities, and participation, blah, blah, blah. This is how your grades are broken down. So there's only a few things that I'll accept late. Quizzes you can't turn in late. Discussions, you can only contribute those to Discord until 11:59, and they're time stamped, so you can't really cheat on that. And final project, we'll worry about that later. But weekly activities and writing assignment, you can turn in late until the end of week 9, and you'll receive 90% credit at most. Okay, plagiarism, this is big. I get students plagiarizing every term. Don't do it. It's pretty easy for me to figure out if you're plagiarizing. Okay, that's Discord, blah, blah, blah. As far as technology is concerned, like basically like stuff happens, but you're still responsible for that kind of stuff. So because everything's online now, if you try to turn in things like Sunday at 11:55, 11:59, a lot of classes might be doing the same thing, and so like the server might crash and you won't be able to turn it in on time. You have to take responsibility for that. Okay, so what that means is like just turn in everything by Friday, or set a deadline for yourself. Okay, like you might even like depending on how many classes you have, like work on one class per day or something like that, and just like take your weekends off. Okay, college policies, blah blah blah. Okay, so now I'm gonna move to the lecture. It's gonna be super quick. All right, so you can see the lecture. Okay. All right. So you can access this anytime you want. All right. So
where do we access this?
Good question. So where do we access this? In the Discord channel, under the to do. Oh, I don't have the slideshow link. Okay. All right. I'll fix that.
Okay.
Thanks for asking.
You're welcome.
But yeah, just watching my screen for now.
Okay.
All right. So understanding. Let's just skip this exercise to do on your own later. You won't have time. So what is this class? Essentially, like what we're doing is this is a lecture class. It's not a like art class where it's not about like learning to draw. However, we will be doing exercises that doesn't require skills, so don't worry about that. So basically, like what this class is I'm just helping you, giving you more tools to like learn about art and talk about it. Because everyone has some sort of like experience with art, but I'm just equipping you with more tools to look at it more critically. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, this is stuff we'll do. All right. So about you. So think about why you're in this class. Like obviously it's required. for a bunch of people. If it's not required, you're taking it for fun. Hooray! Awesome. Okay. So no matter what your experience is with art, um, it's all valid. All right. So like someone who has an art history degree and someone who has like no experience with art, like your experience in art is valid. Like there's like no one's better than the other. Okay, like just because I'm teaching this class doesn't mean like I'm better than you. Like I want to make sure that's emphasized. Like I'm totally against that mindset. Okay, so subject position is basically who you are, like how the environment you grew up with, and like the people you grew up with, like that influences the person you are, and that affects how you approach art. And I definitely want to bring that into this class, like to sort of recognize that. Because like for example, I grew up, my mom uh, was a secretary for the art department at the community college. And so that obviously affected me. I was around art all the time. And so I was exposed to that. Whereas other people might not have family members who introduce them to art. So they have a different perspective on what art means to them. And so regardless of that, like we're all equal. So what is art? I don't know. Like it's hard to define. We'll talk more about that in discussion at some point. So one thing about this class is like last year when I taught it, I used a textbook and it kind of sucked. And I'm realizing like, okay, like if I use one source of information, that's gonna give like bias to that source, right? So I'm pulling a lot of different things from, well, since I don't have access to like the physical library, I'm just going to be pulling from online stuff. I'm obviously going to check sources and stuff. Wikipedia is a really amazing resource to start from. I know instructors hate on it, but it has a good, like, what is it called? Like, it provides a lot of great sources, a lot of bad sources as well. So you sort of just have to figure out what to do with that. So I'm going to use Wikipedia a lot and use that as a base to find sources to work from. Again, I think it's important to consider multiple viewpoints. Okay, we're not looking at some stuff because because they have their own departments essentially. So what do you want from this class? So that depends on person to person what you want from this class. I know some people have different expectations and different goals going in. Some people want to be artists. Some people, like, again, this is just a requirement, so they have to take it. And that's all fine. Like, I won't be mad at that. But just think about what you want from this class. Like when I say think about, I mean like actually think about what do you want from this class. You don't have to tell me, but it's good to sort of understand that from yourself. Even if you're just taking it because you have to, like you should take advantage of these classes that are required, and just go on with it. Okay, and the most important thing is that you'll only get out of art what you put into it. So some people like really love like certain things. Some people think, oh, that's garbage, whatever. Okay. All right. So I have less than a minute left. There's this video that kind of explains what this class is about. So any questions? Okay, so I'm just gonna be on Discord. Please take the survey to figure out. I want to figure out if this is the best time to meet or whatever. So I'm going to stop the share. All right. So since I don't have any time left, I'm just gonna say thanks. I'll see you on Discord or next week or whatever. All right. Cheers.
Peace.